Alrighty guys, I am going to be as honest as I have ever going to be. I got some kind of weird bug that's been affecting my nose. It's been affecting me, making me feel like I got the flu, but it's not the flu. It feels like a cold, but it's not a cold. I don't know what it is. And the amount of vitamins and the amount of medicines I've taken today, I feel like I'm a walk-in pharmacist, and really I shouldn't be filming, but I love you guys too much. I'm not gonna stop. So I apologize if I look like I'm about to die, but let's start this episode right now. Alrighty, the first story, the only story for today, the main story that we're going to talk about is, of course, the iPhone 15. Now, we do have two reports, so we're going to try to split this up into two segments. We'll talk about the standard iPhone 15, and then we'll go on to the iPhone 15 Ultra, which you're going to want to hear. So, without further ado, let's start with the 15. So, as you know, the iPhone 15 line has been incredibly confusing. I have had such a hard time trying to put apart the puzzle, but we do have some concrete evidence. We do have some news coming out that will help to shape more of these rumors and speculations, so this will start to make things a lot clearer. But according to several reports, it seems that the iPhone 15, all the iPhone 15 lineups, will be getting a brand new proximity sensor that is now one unified piece to make up the dynamic island. It seems that because of the last generation model, which had a nice little gap there, if you somehow put your iPhone in sunlight, you will be able to see that. Even software couldn't save it. Well, Apple is going to work on making it a one solid piece, so that way it will no longer take up two sections, it'll just be one piece, and they're reportedly saying that it will reduce the size of the software for the dynamic island, giving you a little bit more screen to body, but we'll have to wait and see how that looks. But on top of that, we have also got some reports on the OLED display manufacturing that, according to the chain from Ross Young, Samsung has received the order for the iPhone 15s a month earlier than they anticipated. So they will be making the panels very soon rather than later. And it seems that Apple is banking their money on these new iPhones because if you haven't looked at the trajectories of all the standard iPhones that have come out, with very few exceptions, the iPhone 12, 13, and recently 14 have been some of the most 50-50 releases they have ever released. From the iPhone 12 mini, to the 13 mini not selling, to the 14. So, 3 years of non-committed sales that just don't really add up for Apple, that they always tried to bang in, and they thought the 14 Plus was going to be a big seller, only to realize that the Pro models outsold all the standard phones. Apple really needs this one to work, and the standard 15 and 15 Plus getting the dynamic island, I think, is going to be enough for people to say, you know what, I'm going to get that phone, it's got a brand new look, it's cheap, affordable, I'm going to get it. But last thing to also note is that there was a display manufacturer called BOE, which those of you that do not know, there were a lot of reports in the past that Apple was going to pivot away from Samsung and LG, but I guess we all kind of know how that fell through. BOE has not being asked to display the panels for the iPhone 15. Right now, it is just Samsung. There are no reports if LG will be joining the game. Some conflicting reports say maybe, maybe not. We'll have to wait and see. But the way I look at it is this. The iPhone 15 is looking to be that iPhone that really gets consumers to switch over. There has to be a need, there has to be a reason. And I think with the last few models, they have all just felt the same. Whereas now the iPhone 15 will feel different enough for people to say, you know what? I think that's the phone I want. It's different. It does something different. It doesn't feel like what I have now. And I think in a general synopsis, the iPhone 15 lineup is probably the best lineup that if you have an iPhone 8, an iPhone 10, this is probably the way to go. But I will argue that maybe it may not do so well, but only time will tell on that story. So before we get to the iPhone 15 Ultra, let's talk quickly with our partner of the day. And now a word from our sponsor. So as you guys know, the Technoid Show is powered by Rogue Energy. As you know, Rogue Energy is the #1 alternative energy source if you're looking for a quick picker-upper during the day, but most importantly, if you're looking for a great energy drink that doesn't break the bank, but also is delicious in every way. I have been drinking Rogue since we first been working together, and Rogue's products are amazing. From the flavors that they have, sour candy, ice pop, even orange mango, and the list goes on and on and on. And to this day, if anybody asks me what energy drink am I drinking, it's Rogue Energy. I want to take this moment to thank Rogue for being a part of the Technoid Show. I want to thank them for taking the ride with us. Head on over to rogueenergy.com, check out all the flavors and check out all the lineup of products they have. You could check it out in the description and use the promo code Technoid to save yourself 10% off. Remember guys, every time you use the code, you are not only helping the channel, you are also helping grow in our Powerness by Rogue Energy, but most importantly, you are also supporting yourself with a very healthy alternative energy drink. Now we got that out of the way, let's get back to the final episode and the final story. And the last story, the final story, we're gonna talk the iPhone 15 Ultra. Now you obviously knew this was coming, so let's get right to it. So we've been hearing reports about the iPhone 15 Ultra reportedly being this really breakthrough new iPhone with the USB-C transition. We've been hearing a lot about it, that it's going to replace the Pro and Pro Max, or it's just going to replace the Pro Max and just be what the Pro Max was, but more better. Well, now there's a new report, according to some schematics and to some rendering designs, it seems that Apple will be doing another thing that they will be doing for the iPhone 15 as well, reportedly. We don't know if this is going to make its way over to the 15 lineup, but apparently all the buttons are going to be solid state. That means just like the Taptic engine for 3D Touch, when you had the iPhone 7 with the Taptic engine to simulate a feel, it seems like Apple will be bringing that technology to the button and to the power button. And on top of that, the mute button, apparently there is a report going around saying that it might also be suffering the same feature. Now, I could understand if the volume and the home button get that taptic feel. I can understand that. But the mute button, the most famous thing on the iPhone that has made the iPhone, one of the most convenient buttons ever, is not going to be movable. Yeah, I can understand why that would piss people off. But I have seen a lot of mixed reports on this. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews and a lot of people taking this like, you know what, it's cool. Some people are not. Some people say it will go for gesture. Other people say it will base on the pressure that you give the phone. We don't really know, but I will say that based on the iPhone 7 and iPhone 8 and even the iPhone SE with that Touch ID, you know, the Taptic engine feel with they replacing the button, I think we kind of understand where they're gonna go in that realm. But I do like clicky buttons. I mean, listen, I'm just gonna say this right now. I like playing with the buttons on the phone sometimes here and there, especially when you're taking photos. But if it enhances the experience, why not? But that's everything we know about the iPhone 15 Ultra in terms of the design. It really is shaping up to be a brand new design. I just hope the mute button is not going to suffer that fate, because then it would really be a meme at that point where the iPhones literally have no buttons, no ports, nothing. And that's it for today's episode of TechNote. I can't even raise my voice, it's so low. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, hit the like button. If you disliked the video, you can hit the dislike button. That helps circulate my videos as well. As always, everyone, thank you so much for watching. I will see you all on the next episode. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Take care, stay safe, have a good day. I am going to go to bed. Hopefully we get this upload out tonight into tomorrow by the time you're watching. Have a good day, everyone, and peace.